President Maithripala Sirisena and world leaders attend the Anti-Corruption Summit 2016 in London.
Former Minister Basil Rajapakse arrested over land issue in Mathura, released on bail.
ICC lifts suspension on Sri Lankan batsman Kusal Janit Pereira.
Uganda arrests opposition leader ahead of Museveni's swearing in.
A very good evening and welcome. This is the Newsfirst newsroom and this is primetime news on TV1 and Shakti TV. I'm Ramesh Bandara.
And I'm Florian Rajendran. Let's start off with a look at our top story tonight.
The Anti-Corruption Summit 2016 is currently underway in London. The summit, which is being held at the Lancaster House, is also attended by President Maithripala Sirisena.
President Sirisena was received at the Heathrow Airport by the Queen's Special Representative Bruce Holder, who is the Deputy Lieutenant to Queen Elizabeth, and Catherine Colvin, Special Representative of the Ministry of State for Foreign and Commonwealth Affairs. The Anti-Corruption Summit commenced at 10 a.m. London time at Lancaster House under the auspices of British Prime Minister David Cameron. President Sirisena was accorded a warm welcome upon his arrival to the summit. The summit is the first of its kind, bringing together world leaders, business and civil society to step up global action to expose, punish and drive out corruption.
Introduction of the 19th Amendment to the Constitution, I handed over to the Parliament most of the executive powers of the President, except those powers the Supreme Court decided cannot be transferred. However, even under this limited situation, as a demonstration of my commitment to transparency, accountability and the rule of law and my firm determinations to root out corruption, I established one anti-corruption secretariat, special presidential commissions to investigate. Third, and also appointed the commissions to investigate allegation of bribery and corruption. Fourth, the Right to Information Act has been presented to the Parliament. The National Audit Act will be presented shortly. All these institutions are working satisfactorily. A special division within the police titled the Financial Crimes Investigation Division, FCID, was established to expedite investigation on major financial crimes. They have been given all necessary facilities to carry out their duties. They have already commenced criminal proceedings on several major corruption charges. All of us as leaders need to thank the Act collectively to strengthen our own law enforcement agencies to track the corrupt and recover the proceeds of corruption. Sri Lanka is fully committed to such firm action.
Why I think this matters so much is that I believe that corruption is the cancer at the heart of so many problems we need to tackle in our world. There's a communique of a whole set of actions, and crucially there's country-by-country commitments that countries are making to tackle the issues of corruption that people will be able to check up on and report back on.
Corruption writ large is as much of an enemy because it destroys nation states as some of the extremists we're fighting or some of the other challenges that we have faced. To be very blunt with you, I've been shocked by the degree to which I find corruption pandemic in the world today. People are angry, and the anger is going to grow unless we shut the doors and try to prove to people there's a fairness that can be established in the system.
Former President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumartunga addressed the high-level thematic debate on UN peace and security at the United Nations General Assembly in New York.
Conflicts have deep-rooted causes. They must be understood and dealt with if one is to have lasting peace. And Sri Lanka is a very good example of that, because we completely crushed the the terrorist organization, ended the war completely. We had no peace at all because the rest of the process had not been undertaken. The present government understands this, and we believe that peace is not only won with military means, but it has to be won in the hearts and minds of our people. So we have started many actions. On one hand, the government has committed itself to the international community, our friends in the international community, to the Human Rights Commission in Geneva, because Sri Lanka was accused of war crimes and such like, to undertake a process which is called the reconciliation mechanism, which consists of several pillars. We are also involved in the constitution drafting process, coordinating it, bringing the political actors together to come to agreement on what should go into the constitution with regard to the resolution of the ethnic question. The only recipe I know for, not only with our experience, but having studied the experiences of many conflict-ridden countries that have successfully or are in the process of successfully resolving their conflicts, there is no other recipe to resolve them other than eliminating the basic root causes that caused whatever the conflict.
Former Minister Basil Rajapakse, who was arrested by the police Financial Crimes Investigation Division today, was released on bail by the Mathura Magistrates Court.
Former Minister Basil Rajapakse was accused with purchasing 1.5 acres of land under the address of number 20/A Eliakamdu Road, Brown Hill, using 50 million rupees earned illegally. Basil Rajapakse arrived at the Police Financial Crimes Investigation Division this morning to provide a statement in this regard, following which he was arrested. The former minister was arrested under the Penal Code and the Prevention of Money Laundering Act and was produced before the Chief Magistrate of Mathura. Presenting facts to court, police said that the land was purchased under the name of Ayomi Punyakanti Galapatti, the sister of Basil Rajapakse's wife. Police added that she is currently residing in Canada and her husband, the first suspect in the case, has failed to reveal details on how money was earned to purchase the land. Astrologer Sumanadasa Abegunavardhana had informed police that Basil Rajapakse and his wife intervened with land matters relating to the auspicious times. Police also announced there is information that Basil Rajapakse had purchased the land. Attorneys representing on behalf of Basil Rajapakse requested their clients be granted bail, as the first and second suspects in the case have also been granted bail. The Chief Magistrate, who took these matters into consideration, ordered the former minister to be released on a cash bail of 50,000 rupees and 3 surety bails of 1 million rupees each. This is what we have to face under the rule of vengeance. This has become something normal to us. We are facing them. The independence of the judiciary prevails and we are revealed by it. Our political activities will not stop. This is my sister-in-law's land. They are now living in Canada for nearly 30 years. One is a computer engineer and the other is a veterinarian working for international agencies. We don't have much contact. I'm engaged in politics here and they are working over there. This was purchased by them.
Son of former President Mahinda Rajapakse, Yoshitha Rajapakse appeared before the Police Financial Crimes Investigation Division once again today.
Yoshitha Rajapakse was summoned to the police FCID this morning to record a statement with regard to the investigation underway into the Carlton Sports Network. I will give my fullest support to the investigation process. I have been asked to come here tomorrow as well. I believe that I may have to come for a couple of more days. Since the matter is still in its investigation process, I cannot comment any further.
Colombo Additional Magistrate Nishant Piris ordered for the initial autopsy on the death of late rugby player Wasim Tajuddin be probed.
The additional magistrate also ordered the registrar of the Sri Lanka Medical Council to conduct a disciplinary inquiry on the doctors involved. The former crimes OIC of the Narahimpita police, Sumit Dhammika Pereira, who was arrested for concealing evidence pertaining to the Tajuddin death, was further remanded until the 26th. The attorney appearing on behalf of the suspect police officer informed court that his client had performed the act as per the orders of the senior officers. Thereby, the attorney requested that his client be granted bail. However, the senior states counsel appearing on behalf of the Attorney General said that granting bail to the police officer at a time when the investigations are yet to conclude could hinder the process of the investigation. He also added that bail should be denied to the suspect as senior officers had intervened in the matter and are attempting to steer the investigations into a separate direction.
The fifth swearing-in ceremony of Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni was held today. Former President Basil Rajapakse also attended the event upon an official invitation extended by the Ugandan government.
The risk of lightning-related accidents has risen significantly due to the prevalent rainy weather conditions. A student died on Tuesday evening in the Kopiwata area in Kadawatha after being struck by lightning.
Thilinda Charminda Bandara, who usually spent his days happily with his friends, arrived at his residence this morning amidst the tears of family and friends.
අනේ මගේ මල්ලි මායා මාරට විතර ඇඳට වෙලා හිටියේ ගමක පාරට මකුණක් වගේ එකක් ආවා මං ඇස් දෙක පියාගත්තා අනේ ආඩ වැදුන ගමන් අක්කී කියාගෙන නැගිට්ටා ඇඳේ ගිහලා පිටවසින් ගිහලා බදාගත්තා අනේ මල්ලි මොබයි කරන්න එපා රතරන් කතා කරන්නකෝ කියලා අනේ අක්කි මගේ අතරේ දෙනවා අපේ අක්කී කියලා එහෙම වැටුණා බබ්බු අල්ලගෙන.
The phone, which was in Thilinda's hand, has not damaged due to the incident. None of the household equipment was damaged except the mobile phone charger. There was no serious injuries on the student's body. The postmortem notes that the electric shock may have resulted in the death. Relatives state that 16-year-old Charminda had passed his ordinary level examinations last year and was getting ready to study for the advanced level examinations. Thilinda was well known in school as a good cricketer. Being the only boy of the family, Thilinda remains to be the only hope for his parents and his sister. I asked you to take this incident and not use the phone. I also ask parents to be vigilant and that the same fate doesn't befall you as my son. Warnings were given continuously by the Met Department on heavy rains with lightning. They went on to state that measures should be taken to be safe from the lightning caused during inter-monsoon rains and people should take caution when using mobile phones.
The Department of Meteorology warns of over 150 millimeters of rain in several places across the island during the next 24 hours. The department forecasts showers or thunder showers at most places in the eastern, Uber, northern, north central and southern provinces.
60 persons from 15 families were evacuated from the Barandere estate in Navalapitiya due to the risk of landslides. Divisional Secretary of the Pasbagi Korale in Navalapitiya, Chamala Kumari Amaratunga, speaking to Newsfirst, said that the decision was made due to the threat of rocks located above the houses falling onto them. The evacuees were moved to the Bandaraville Tamil School in Navalapitiya. She added that the area will be inspected immediately with the assistance of the National Building Research Organisation. Lowlands in Pathamulla and Ovilana in Balapitiya were inundated following heavy rainfall. Our correspondent said that persons living in 25 houses have been affected. The Department of Meteorology says that due to an atmospheric disturbance in the vicinity of Sri Lanka, cloudy skies and showery weather is enhanced over the country and surrounding sea areas. Thunder showers will occur at most places elsewhere at night. There may be temporary localized strong winds during thunder showers.
The United States of America says it is prepared to support the Sri Lankan government's reforms to stimulate trade and investment, improve governance and human rights, as well as pursue reconciliation and accountability. Nisha Biswa, the Assistant Secretary of the Bureau of South and Central Asian Affairs, made the announcement during the fiscal year 2017 budget request of $39.8 million for Sri Lanka.
In her statement to the House Committee on Foreign Affairs, Subcommittee on Asia and the Pacific in Washington, she says Sri Lanka's strategic position in the Indian Ocean makes it a key player in regional efforts to ensure maritime security, protect freedom of navigation and respond to national disasters. She adds that the US approach to make Sri Lanka's economy stronger is truly whole of government. She also notes that the Treasury Department will soon embed an advisor in Sri Lanka's Ministry of Finance who will assist the ministry with public financial management reforms for the next 2 years.
The Sri Lanka-Austria Economic Forum 2016, organised by the European Chamber of Commerce, was held in Colombo today.
The high-level delegation from Austria, together with the business delegation who arrived in Sri Lanka, will explore the Sri Lankan market and will seek vital contacts for the Sri Lankan business community.
I must say Austria has been very steady in giving us concessionary and commercial loans, which we have been recording 150 million up to year 2014. But 2015 we have seen a steep increase to 283 million, and I guess that that's a good lesson for our local banks also to learn. But ladies and gentlemen, one thing that is missing is the European confidence that needs to come in from areas of investment. We have free trade agreements with India and Pakistan. Before too long we'll have with China, Japan and with Singapore. That helps us to have market access to a very big area that is there. I must say the aid program that is given for Austrians to come out is helpful, and we want to ensure that that seeps into the investment drive into Sri Lanka.
We are pretty much on our way to launch the GSP application. So this is great news, and we are very happy that in the next number of weeks we will be able to officially launch the application. The Austrian support has been solid, and we appreciate that.
I think once the global economy turns around, we'll be probably well positioned in terms of economic takeoff. We have more than 250 commercial state-owned enterprises, and our government's mission statement is that we want to see commercial enterprises run commercially without a burden to the taxpayer.
Representatives from the Austrian embassy in Sri Lanka and trade delegates were also among those present. At present, the trade value between Sri Lanka and Austria amounts to 95 million euros, and it was revealed during the President's recent visit to Austria.
The Panadura electorate Balamandal office of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party was declared open today.
The office located in Nallurua, Panadura was declared open under the auspices of the party's General Secretary, Minister Duminda Disanayaka. Our intention is to reappoint Maithripala Sirisena as the president of this country at the 2021 presidential election and give this country the leadership of an SLFP leader. If we cannot, we will ask for it. But we are aware that neither former President Mahinda Rajapakse nor former President Chandrika Bandaranaga can contest for the 2021 presidential elections. So our future lies with those who can take power and win power, not those who can win it for us. We have no row or anger with those who want it for us. They will always have our gratitude. After May Day, the people have realized that the party will become stronger if they stick with President Maithripala Sirisena, a party strong enough to form a government in the future. But if we split this party, we will not be able to do that. Some people look at him and question as to why he is not taking the required decisions, why he is not expelling these persons. But there is still an opportunity for these persons to join with us. He is a leader who works with a lot of patience. He knows that if he gets us all together as one,
Minister Faiza Mustafa presided over an event to brief journalists on the local government polls.
The seminar held today was organized by the Ministry of Local Government and Provincial Councils and the Local Government Institute of Sri Lanka. Operations and transactions should be carried out in such a way where the independence of local government is maintained. Only we are there to assist the journey of the provincial councils and local government institutions. We will not harm them or interfere into their matters. President Maithripala Sirisena made a statement. We have to strengthen the provincial councils and the local governments.
The Human Rights Initiative 2016 by the European Union to Sri Lanka and the Maldives was unveiled today in Colombo.
We welcome the growing cooperation between the government and civil society organisations and the government's steps to support a strong and vibrant civil society. Moving the NGO Secretariat from the Ministry of Defence and putting it under the Ministry of National Coexistence, Dialogue and Official Languages, and the government's other actions to involve civil society representatives in decision-making processes, including in the Constitutional Council and other bodies, these are all very much steps in the right direction. Of course, naturally, there is still much more that needs to be done.
The International Cricket Council, or the ICC, announced that it has withdrawn disciplinary charges against Sri Lankan batsman Kusal Perera and lifted the provisional suspension previously imposed on him. Speaking to Sports First, Kusal Janit Perera says he is anxious to get back with the national team.
In November 2015, the ICC said Kusal Perera had tested positive for an anabolic steroid prohibited under WADA's prohibited list. In a statement yesterday, the ICC said that it has immediately withdrawn the disciplinary proceedings previously brought against Perera and is therefore free to train and compete domestically and internationally again without restriction with immediate effect.
Urine sample එක යවන්නේ WADA ආයතනයෙන් අනුමත කරන ලද ජාත්‍යන්තර.
The urine sample is sent to a WADA accredited laboratory. A decision is made based on the lab reports. We prove the lab reports wrong. Sri Lanka Cricket can discuss the matter with the International Cricket Council and ensure that the player is granted to move forward, highlighting the error in the lab report. We believe that this is the most suitable way forward.
Dr.
Sivli Jaivikramar, the chairman of the Sri Lanka Anti-Doping Agency, explained the reasons for Kusal Janit's suspension to be lifted.
Kusal Janit Perera's urine sample contained 19-no-endestrinedione, the substance which is banned substance in the prohibited list, and they haven't done the quantitative analysis, and when they requested and they found that it was below the threshold mark which is being listed in the list of prohibited substances. So that's the reason that they have withdrawn, and but they will.
I was informed about this. Before the World Cup, I was among the top in the rankings. I was surprised over their decision because I take a less amount of medication. There was also a rumor that spread saying the medication for a leech bite was wrong. I stayed one night and presented the medication to SLC and then took the medication. Back then I said that I had done nothing wrong and I informed the SLC as well. I informed them of my stance, and if they wanted to suspend me for 4 years, I will not change my stance. I have never taken any prohibited medication. However, the ICC says that not being aware is also wrong. I will not challenge anyone. Time wasted cannot be retrieved. I need to focus on the future. I need to practice and get my form back. So I will not be challenging anyone.
That is without a doubt great news for all Sri Lankan cricket fans. Well, that's a wrap of Primetime News for tonight. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Ramesh Irugal Bandara.
And I'm Florine Rajendran. Good night and take care.